In Buncombe County, a man will spend years behind bars after the Attorney General's office says he pled guilty to a deadly stabbing in 2020. Investigators say Todd Housel pled guilty to second-degree murder. He was sentenced to 20 to 25 years in prison. Police say 66-year-old Michael Hurt was found with stab wounds in June 2020. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. In addition to his prison sentence, Housel will have to pay restitution for costs associated with the victim's burial.